Now, in this dry run, I did not turn on the plagiarism checker. Okay. But for the actual FOA, I will turn on the plagiarism checker of by Google. Okay. So please please note, all right, that they are on your answer template. Once you see it, let me just see. This has not been released yet. Okay, never mind. I will release immediately lah. Okay, so it comes out. It's 4:50 already. Right. So I bypass the schedule. I just straight away assign to you. Right. So you should now be able to see the answer template. Okay. Can you guys see the answer template?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So look at the answer template. What I want you to see is that you can see there's note 1 and note 2. Correct? Second page. First page, fill up all the information there. Your signature, your name, student ID. Okay, the rest already filled by default. The second page, note 1, rename your answer. Okay, rename, just go click top right, top left corner. Let me just show you my, right. So this one, okay, note number 1, rename, right? So this one, just go there. Don't need to do anything. Just go there and rename to your name and student ID underscore student ID. Your name underscore student ID. And I think it's using Pascal casing, right? You know, the programming method to name your variable, Pascal, not Camel, Pascal. See, but there's no space. And then underscore, and then your student ID. Is that okay? Understood that one?
Okay.
Noel, and okay. What about Kelvin? Kelvin, okay?
Can see.
Okay, right. Note number 2. This is done at the beginning lah, so that you don't forget, right? Before you start answering, when you're filling up this part, right? Note number 1, straight away rename it, right? And then before, okay, and then you continue to do your questions before you submit. When you complete already, during submission period already, you check originality check, right? So you can see acceptable originality checking. Result is less or equal to 10%, right? So I expect that you all use your own words and not to do copy paste, all right? Because at that time when you are submitting, right, and you suddenly notice beyond 10%, there is not much time, I can tell you, for you to go back and you know, change your answer where it's indicated as you know, right? So much better you from earlier when you're answering, you make sure you use your own words lah, right? Okay, submit 2 copies, one in Google Doc. So how do you get the PDF version, right? So you can do this very easy. Go to File, right? PDF document. It will make a copy for you, right? PDF. Okay, any question? Just let me know. PDF. Then you upload it, and so that means you have both document in Google Doc and PDF. Okay, right? So how do you answer? Okay, you answer in this space. Oops, sorry. in this space here. Okay, for 1A, your answer here, right? As you press enter, if you have more answer, press enter, right? Don't enter anything here. This is marked by the examiner. Sorry, the marker. The marker will enter marks in here, right? And then continue, right? There's a checklist here, right? It's just for you to fill up as a checklist that you have complete. You have signed your name up here. Yes. Fill up yes. Fill my detail yes. I've answered the question yes. Run yes. This is your own checklist so that you don't forget. Then finally submit both Google Doc and PDF. Yes. Okay. Fill up oh yes. That's your checklist, and also will be nice for us to have a look. Oh, okay, you've done this, right? That indicates to us you already done all what you're required to do.
I need to do a check. Need to do the check for that for the exam also.
Yes, I'm pretty sure because this is the dry run. This is provided by our CC. I think our CC is very good lah. Give this checklist is to help student lah. Sometimes we forget steps because we are focused on answering question. Do this at the end before you before you submit. You just check and then just put yes yes yes, right? So that you also double check for yourself. Oh, I did this, right? Okay, especially this you can pre-fill this one and this two. Okay, answer the question, and then this may be at the end, right? This is your own checklist to help you out. Okay, so the CC, that's why the CC put it here lah, right? Very very helpful to. Sometimes we can forget, right? Because too busy answering. Okay, so let me just check. Okay, question paper still not released yet. It's going to be released soon. Okay, it's been scheduled to release. Okay. Right, so okay, so I take this opportunity to tell you also, please ready, if you're using quota, please ready quota, in enough quota, because this semester, the FOA, FOCS is requesting us to inform all the students, they must switch on their webcam throughout the entire FOA answering period.
can still leave early.
Can still leave early. I think the one I double check. Of course, I will tell you before the FOA. I'll double check with CC first. I want to say can, but I don't know whether this was not mentioned, but I will ask first. All right. Okay. So yeah, and you have to switch on your webcam, and as usual at the end before you leave the Google Meet, okay, inform the invigilator, right, and that you have submitted, right, and for myself, I will check for you, right. Not all invigilators will check for you, okay. So depending the number of students, whether it's all depends on the invigilator. But I myself I check. We've been encouraged to check lah, right. So I myself will check, okay. And so I also will tell you that our secondary link for on that day will be via WhatsApp. Okay, and then the third link, if let's say our meet something wrong, okay, our meet something wrong, and got problem lah, right? Then maybe whether Google or individual of us lah, my meet got problem, or no Noel's Ferrer or Kelvin's Meet cannot connect. Secondary communication medium will be WhatsApp, through our WhatsApp group, the one that we've been using. That's our backup. If that also got problem, then the email. Okay, but I think WhatsApp should be good. If something urgent, email, a bit slower, can direct call, right? Call the phone. Is that okay? You guys okay, not?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I have to mention the rule. All these are I'm going to mention again just before the FOA, during the time before the FOA start, is that very serious about the plagiarism. Please don't do that. Okay. I want to remind you. So please don't copy directly from book, notes, online, okay, or each other. Okay. Um, I'm reading what else I should remind you. Okay. So I need to remind you any form of communication, right, between yourself, okay, during FOA is prohibited, right? And also between yourself and other people. Maybe I think the faculty do not want you to ask help, from experts or your friend or whatever who's not sitting, but they are good in networking or something like that. You're not allowed to do that. I think this semester they imposed this rule. Definitely got student do this before. Please don't do it. Right? You are not allowed to have any form of communication between yourself or between yourself and other other people, right? During the FOA. Okay, this disciplinary action will be taken. Okay, so I've mentioned about the backup communication. If you face difficulties about your webcam, right? Whether disruption or the moment you find out about it, even before the FOA, you predict, right? Like for example, um, outage indicated by your ISP, or especially if electricity, please check, please check on that day, on that or time period, that whether there's any disruption in electricity. Okay, you have to tell me earlier so we can make arrangements. We can find out with faculty, because I think Sabah is the one always have this problem. So please let me know so I can arrange what can we do, right? Right. Okay. So just talking about, hmm, lecturer may record images and also record the meet lah. Right. Usually I take a screenshot. Okay. This is to satisfy the faculty, also the MQA, when they want to check later. Right. And okay, so I will use I have a system to take your attendance, so that's no problem. Students shall be present and visible at all time, right? Since you're small, means Google Meet is capable to do that. If you have to leave, maybe go to maybe bathroom or something, let me know, okay? That you need to go. Seek approval first. And right, so at the end, student, after you submit and check your answer before submission, right? It says here that any appeal for incorrect or incomplete answer after the online assessment is complete, there will be no appeal, right? So it's up to your responsibility to submit the correct files. Okay. If you mistakenly submit a blank, maybe lah, we don't know. Must have happened before. That's why this rule comes out. And then yeah, I remember there's a case, maybe not in, I'm not sure whether Sabah got or not, but the student submit something, and half an hour later, suddenly call the lecturer, say, oh, I submit the wrong one, you know, I submitted the incomplete or different version of or whatever, right? And trying to ask to submit the correct one. So that's not no appeal anymore for that one. I think they make it clear so the student be extra careful, right? Check your answers before that the one that you submit is the right one, right? Right. So if you are trying
So
to submit and you cannot submit, right? And you should straight away tell your lecturer, right? By whatever lah. That means if you cannot submit, that means something wrong with your Google. Then you can inform the lecturer, right? So late notification after the deadline for submission of answer script will not be accepted or considered for review of the penalty imposed. So that means after the fact, even you think it's not your fault because you late to tell to inform, then that means your paper was submitted late, kena penalty already, not deducted. No appeal if you late to notify. Right, so the end time is indicated as the end time, not the end of submission time. The end time. So 3 hours means at the end of the 3 hours, the end time. Okay. The remaining half hour is actually to submit. All right. So if you submit the answer script um, within 30 minutes after the submission time, let's say you're given the extra half hour to submit, right? And you submit after that half an hour, but within half an hour, right? So let's say it's 12 o'clock is submission time. 12 to 12:30 is your, sorry, 12 o'clock is end time. 12 to 12:30 is your submission time. But you not managed to submit then you submit between 12:30 to 1. Then 10 marks will be deducted, right? If you go beyond 1 o'clock, that means beyond the half hour after the submission time, then it will be automatically downgraded to 0. And late submission cases will be reported to the branch head. Branch head. All right. So again, lecturer will call students if they detect any plagiarism, okay, in the answer script. They may call the students for post-exam interview, and the lecturer will report to branch head as well. Then the students will be placed under investigation, and there will be a lot of things happening lah, right? End up it's either you kena disciplinary action by the UC and or not, but it's most likely if reached that stage already, then most likely you get the disciplinary actions, right? Okay, so if you, for whatever reason, cannot sit for that online assessment on that scheduled day and time due to unforeseen circumstances that be beyond your control, you must submit an application for extenuating mitigating circumstance, EMC, with valid reason and include documented evidence to, for us, the branch, right, to the branch for consideration of within 48 hours after the date of the FOA. Right? Important, the hours. If suddenly there's no way for you to sit emergency happen, please consider documentary evidence and submit your application for EMC within 2 days lah, right? 48 hours is 2 days. Within 2 days to the branch, to our what lah, admin ah. Use the I think there's a email address is sabah@tar.edu. My dot I'm sorry .edu.my, right? Okay, so I think that's it lah. Okay, right? I will additional, if there's any additional info, then I will of course let you guys know before the FOA, and I'll list out again some of the important um, rules and information before the FOA. So I advise you guys to be early lah, right? Set your alarm. You guys know already when is your FOA? What date and which session? Morning or afternoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Already, there are cases when a student overslept,
Tuesday afternoon, yeah.
yeah, because they've been studying, and then they forgot or overslept. Inform your parent car or whoever is staying with you to make sure lah, to check. All right. So now it's 5:11, right? You should be in the middle of answering question lah, right? Okay, just this is just a dry run. So if you want to answer, you can answer. If not, uh, it's okay also. Yes, type in something lah. Yes, Noel.
About the background.
Yes, the background. Sorry, what I forgot about the background. Yes, when you switch on your webcam, right? Students are not allowed to use anything to hide the background, right? Whether it's animated or just a normal wallpaper or whatever, right?
If
Because
it's blurred,
blur, I think should be okay. Blur. Why is that case? Is that I think they don't want student to have someone standing or just hiding behind the student to like help out or read things like that lah, right? So the thing is, I was thinking about the proctoring. This is called proctoring, yeah. For about the blur background, although I said just now should be okay. Let me confirm because it's the first time this instruction comes out. Farah, I'll check, right? I inform you guys. I'll check with CC. The thing is, I think uh, maybe some of the students, there are people there beside them, tutoring them how to answer. I don't know who is that. I don't think we have a case like this case, but once somewhere students do that, then they will impose the rules for the whole UC lah, right? Okay, so but luckily, maybe not never, but maybe not yet, or I don't know. Some universities, other universities are actually having proctoring software. You know, proctoring software, that the one that can very restrictive lah, right? They can check you with the webcam, check your whatever, and then check your PC. Cannot open this and that. Yeah, right. Right. The thing is, don't try and don't do any of uh, the things that break the rules lah. I guess lah. That's why the background also, because it covers the background, right? And in the background, it's possible. You won't believe how the students very creative can hide can hide people, so the system can be fooled. The AI mean the video can be fooled to not show the face of the other person when you do those because it works on algorithm, right? But I will check for the blur background lah. Okay, Farah.
Okay.
Okay, so up to 5:15 now. It's 5:15 my time. I hope it's the same for you. You have to have fill up all those. If you not answering anything, just type there answered or answered, huh? So that it pretend to be an answer there, huh? And then make sure you fill up the answer templates, the first page, all the three details there, and then the checklist. Put yes, 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 and save one copy as PDF. Okay, then turn in. Now, what is missing will be the check the plagiarism, because I didn't turn it on. Okay, it's wasting, because Google, even though we have the enterprise version, but Google still very stingy about that. So I don't want to waste the usage lah. But on the actual FOA, right, you need to check the plagiarism, huh? Okay. It works on the Google Doc, on the PDF wouldn't, right? So after you check, you got your plagiarism checking, then you file save as PDF, submit your Google Doc, submit your PDF, and then you're done. Okay, turn in, right? And can you guys do that now? Now is the time 5:16 to 5:30 is your submission time lah.
Okay.
Right. So any question about any of this apart from the questions that you asked earlier on?
No.
Where's the originality report button? Got that.
Originality report I didn't turn on for this dry run.
Okay.
Yeah, but on the actual one, I will turn it on. Like I say, Google is very stingy with it. If you go beyond a certain quota, I don't know why, because we are supposed to have the paid version, the complete paid version, but still they're very stingy about the plagiarism. Yeah.
I submitted. Is it okay?
All right. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, so I see. Okay, so you guys remember to rename also. Good. Right, a PDF. Yes, I got both Google Doc and PDF. Okay, yeah, got both. Kelvin. I'll
Okay.
check. Farah. Farah, your PDF not uploaded yet, is it?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. On that day, don't forget. That's why the
Okay.
checklist there exists. The checklist, you have to say yes, 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 means you actually put yes after you did it. So so that you don't forget, or it defeats the purpose, right? File save as PDF and then submit both Google Doc and PDF version, right? You submit first. I will check Noel's.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. The number 5, Noel, you didn't tick checklist.
Oh.
If you don't tick, means it's not done. Your checklist not complete.
In my side, I already tick.
Yeah, you already tick. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because on the PDF it doesn't show off. Okay, let me check your.
Oh, PDF
Oh,
also.
all right. Yeah, in your Google Doc there's a tick, but your PDF, I think that's the
Oh.
fault of the translation from the Google lah. But it's okay.
Oh, actually,
Yeah, because I can see that in Google Doc already tick. Right, so Farah. Okay, Farah also submitted already. Okay, all right, so all there. All right, so that means we can end our dry run. All right, Farah, you stay back a bit, and Noel and Kelvin can go already.
Okay, thank you.
okay.
Okay.
Finish it.